In today's video, we'll be taking a look back at the top life hacks from 2018, leaving out all the ones that didn't work and the ones that were just completely fake to begin with, including the best way to open a combination lock, how to make a full-size arcade game out of cardboard, and what to do if you get kidnapped. Plus more things you guys dared me to do in the comment section. In the last video I asked you guys what is something you've been working on for a long time, and your comments were inspiring. I mean, to see how many of you guys were just working on playing video games, good for you. And since you guys came up with so many comments, I thought I'd ask another question. What is something you don't understand? It could be anything from why do so many people wear Crocs? Or why don't they do a reboot of The Office? I mean, seriously, why not just do the reboot? Be creative with your answers and put whatever you can come up with in the comment section. I'll be picking 10 of my favorite to be featured in the next video. Now we'll be getting started with this first one in no particular order because, to be honest, they're all pretty good life hacks. I mean, they made the year-end top list, so. Now let's get this thing going. For this next life hack, I must admit that I did not think it was going to go as well as it did. But I knew that if I connected my drill to an apple, it would still probably be a lot of fun. So recently, while watching a stupid life hack video, I learned that there is a lie going around saying that if you attach an apple to a drill, that somehow makes it easier to peel. It's actually not a lie, as it turns out. Now in the video they took a drill bit that looks something like this and shoved it into an apple and spun it around with a drill while they were holding a carrot peeler up to the apple, and according to what they say, that worked. But they did do some clever editing, and by that I mean they just did a jump cut from when they started to when it was finished and they showed a peeled apple, but they didn't ever actually show this working, for obvious reasons. Even in their video, the apple started shaking around all crazy and it was barely even getting any of the skin off, and to be honest, it looked kind of fun. So I thought I'd give it a shot and find out if there is any truth to this whole life hack thing actually working. Now to be honest, I have tried this before, but I didn't use one of these drill bits. I did peel the apple, but it took me like an hour or so. So that being said, let's get this thing going. The first part is just inserting this drill bit into the apple. All right, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Now I'm gonna put the apple and the bit into my drill. Oh, okay. This isn't gonna go well, but it'll probably be fun either way. I'm gonna actually try my best to make this work with this carrot peeler. Let's see what we can do. Oh my god, it's working! Kind of. Let me reverse it, actually. Oh, it's working, kind of! Wow! Yeah! I mean, it's only getting the middle part. Okay. No, I'm just learning how to use it, actually. This is surprisingly good. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to do this with every apple that you ate, but, you know, it's something. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, now we're getting it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do it. All right. And look at that. We peeled the apple. I mean, we made a huge mess all over the place. I've got apple everywhere, almost. I guess it does technically work. It's not the most practical way to peel an apple, but if you don't mind a mess and you don't mind causing a scene while you're eating your apples, this is a way that could work for you. Now, just for fun, we're gonna do it again. And now we'll be on to the next life hack. The next thing that I'm going to be attempting to do is try to break into a combination lock using a soda can. This is a very popular life hack on the internet, but I've tried it multiple times and it has never worked for me. But I think I may have the right way to do it in mind, so I'm going to give it another shot. Fingers crossed, I'll be able to break into a lock from now on. So that being said, you might want to get a different lock, and let's get this thing going. So somehow I was able to get a flat piece of metal off that soda can without cutting myself, so we're already winning. Now I just have to cut off another piece that looks something like a Chevy symbol that I'll show you when I'm done. It's kind of like half a bow tie looking piece of metal, something like that. So this, I think, is the piece that you're gonna need to make out of a tin can if you wanna pick a lock. It basically looks like the front of a sumo wrestler's underwear. What I wanna do is slip the front of the sumo wrestler's underwear into the outside part of the lock and then turn it. Just wiggle it on in there. Okay, so far so good. Make sure that it's all the way in there. So I just grab the outside of the sumo wrestler's underwear and turn. Oh, come on. I broke the sumo wrestler's underwear. All right, let's try again. This time I'm gonna make the sumo wrestler's underwear a little bit less baggy. Attempt number 2. Got another pair of sumo wrestler underwear. Let's get this thing going. It keeps breaking. I'm running out of tint here and I really don't want to open up another can. Okay, got the third pair of sumo wrestler's underwear. Hopefully this will be enough. Okay, shoving the sumo wrestler's underwear in, grabbing the outside, giving it a turn, and his underwear ripped again. Let's give it another attempt. Oh my god! I've been trying that for so long! I can't believe I got that! That took so many attempts! But now, none of your locks are safe. Uh-oh. I'm pretty stoked about that. I did not think that was ever gonna work for me. I was actually all ready to make a video about how this was a fake life hack. I was almost to that point where I was so frustrated with this thing. Needless to say, very thrilled with the outcome. That being said, we'll be on to the next life hack. Now we'll be getting started with the first life hack, which was making a custom lamp out of a can of spray paint and some old random toys I had laying around. And of course, a hot glue gun. Another day, another beard. Well, almost. Back for another episode of Hot Glue Gun Nation with your host, DJ Minion, doing some stupid DIY crafts. I don't know how these qualify for life hacks, but I guess they do these days. Either way, after seeing it in a 5-minute crafts video, I thought it would be pretty cool to try. But I'm gonna do mine a little bit different. Instead of it being all sorts of different characters, kind of looking like they got into a car accident, I'm just gonna do a couple of Minion. And it will be a Minion lamp. Here's the lamp, it's from IKEA. I never use it anymore. And after I'm done, I might not ever use it again anyways. But if I do a good job, then you might see it in the background of some videos in the future. Let's see. I'm about to life hack my table to stop wobbling. Better. And now that I've sufficiently stalled enough for my hot glue gun to warm up, let's get this thing going. This one I think is actually a McDonald's toy. Now with this purple guy, his hand is pretty low to the ground over here, so I'm just gonna glue his hand to the ground too for a little bit more stability, and I think I'm gonna glue his arm to the pole. Now that is actually all of the hot gluing that I am going to do. They seem like they're on there, and if they fall off, you just hot glue them back anyways, so no big deal. Now let's get this thing into paint. I think that looks pretty good actually. So here is my Minion lamp, and I love it. It looks perfect. Might have gotten a little bit dirty from being outside, but not bad. Just gives it character. Now I'm gonna untape it, put the shade on. I've got a little light bulb here, and we'll see what it looks like. Seriously though, how awesome is that? This is like my favorite lamp ever. For this next life hack, I'm going to be showing you guys a much more simple way of picking a combination lock. In the last video, I showed you guys how to pick a lock using a soda can, which took me a very long time, but it did work. But if you absolutely have to have your locker open right now, I have something that's even better. It's called remembering the combination. But if you forget that, you can try this. In the last video, I showed you guys how to pick a lock using only a soda can, which for me is quite an accomplishment because I can barely get this thing open even if I know the combination. But to be able to pick it is just something I didn't think I'd be able to do. So now I'm going to be attempting something else I don't think is going to work, but it should also get the lock open if it does. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying online that if you hold your wrenches together and stick them inside of the lock, that just with a little bit of pressure, you can actually break it. I'm not 100% sure that's gonna work. Now, I would imagine it would probably take some pretty strong wrenches to not break because I don't know what's gonna break first, the lock or these wrenches, or if I'm even strong enough to break it anyways. I've never attempted this before, but I feel like we should give it a shot, so that's what I'm gonna do. And if I break these wrenches, then that's just the way that goes. Oh my god, that worked! Okay. Well, I would imagine that this is probably broken now. The lock is latched, so if the combination still works, then this is actually picking the lock. It's not even breaking anything. And the lock still works. That's crazy. How did that even work? I'm gonna have to try to look at that frame by frame. I cannot believe that that actually worked. That's crazy. And it didn't break the lock. In short, those combination locks are pretty much useless. Apparently you can pick them with wrenches or soda cans or God knows what else. Look, in short, I would tell you guys not to keep anything valuable in your locker. Don't even put your books in there. And that being said, we'll be on to the next life hack. Now for this life hack, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a full-size arcade game at your house for very little money. Using cardboard, an old TV, and one of these retro game consoles. This one actually plays Frogger, but the one that we're going to be using plays Pac-Man. And it also plays several other retro games, so it's better. And it happens to be in the shape of a Pac-Man logo. These things are cheap. You can buy them for like 20 bucks. If you like playing retro games, it's pretty cool. So if you pair that with an old TV and some cardboard, you could have a DIY arcade game. However, I want to warn you about resting a television on something you make out of cardboard. If the cardboard doesn't hold up, which it probably won't, you could be injured or even killed. But more importantly, you could break your TV. So after I had it structurally built the way I wanted it, I decided to add a little bit of a design to it. So I grabbed a can of spray paint and put a Pac-Man logo on the front and side using a stencil I made by tracing the controller. And here is the finished product. And as you can see, it actually looks pretty good. And everything works perfectly fine. It appears to be holding the television, although I'm not gonna blame anybody if it falls on me and I die. So I hope you don't either. Right? But yeah, you can play like 10 games on this thing. All right, I'm actually gonna play one round of Pac-Man. I'm pretty terrible, so it won't take long. Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat these stupid ghosts. Come here, ghost. Yeah, you are my lunch. That's right, I'm tough on these ghosts. They don't want no part of this. Ah! Oh, okay, well, maybe they do. So Pac-Man is cool, but one of my favorite games of all time is Galaga. It works! This is too cool. This is like the best thing in my whole house. It's gonna take some time before I actually get good at it, but Galaga's a great game for people that just like to button mash. Ah! Okay. All right, well, I'm just gonna turn it off for now. I promise I'll get good eventually. For this next life hack, I'm gonna be attempting to make a ceiling light out of a lamp kit, spoons, a Gatorade bottle, and of course, a hot glue gun. I've never put one of these things together before, and it looks like I might need to learn how to become an electrician. But it does come with these nifty instructions, which I'm sure to mess up. Yeah, I messed it up a few times, but the instructions were good. I just wasn't using them. So after I attached the cord, I cut the top and bottom off of the Gatorade bottle. Next is just breaking off the heads of the spoons and gluing them in place. If you do this at home, just try not to leave any gaps and know that it's going to take you a very, very long time. When I was done, I just hung it from a small hook next to an outlet. And I've got to say, I love it. This is probably my favorite life hack of all time. For this next part in today's video, what we're going to be doing is finding out if it's possible to escape from zip ties by just breaking them over your knee. I've seen this in plenty of life hack videos, because apparently not being kidnapped is a life hack. But I guess it would be a survival life hack. I guess I'm going to need another zip tie. Oh, no, that works. Okay. I have with me here just a normal zip tie, and if I can't break this off, you'll probably see me try to use a pair of scissors with my mouth, or maybe my feet. Let's hope it doesn't go there. Now, I'm trusting that this life hack is gonna work, and I'm by myself, so if it doesn't, I'll be paying the price. Honestly, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna give it a shot. All right, I'm gonna try another technique that I've seen. Oh, that worked. I mean, it put some marks on my wrists, but it's better than being kidnapped. Maybe we should try that one more time just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. My wrists are nice and zip tied, and here we go. That's so much easier than you'd think. I mean, it kind of hurts, but again, that's a useful life hack in the right situation. Otherwise, it's a cool bar trick. Now, in the same life hack videos, I've seen that this also works with duct tape. And I don't know how to duct tape both my hands at once, but I'll be giving that a shot as well. Now, obviously, there are gonna be some limitations to this, because, well, you could wrap a lot of duct tape around somebody's wrists. Oh no. Life hack, you can shave your wrists with duct tape. Production assistance wanted. It'd be really nice if I had somebody to duct tape me right now, but then I'd have to trust you really, really well. That worked! Sometimes all you need is a little ingenuity. Hell, I could go kidnap myself. Is it weird that I'm proud of myself for being able to duct tape my own hands? I mean, honestly, and they're duct taped pretty good too. This is just about finding out if this works to escape. And I have my doubts because it already feels a lot more snug than that zip tie. All right, I'm gonna try the same method that worked for breaking this though. And it worked! Oh my God! That's crazy! I am seriously impressed with this life hack. I did not think that was gonna work. I'm not usually so happy while I'm doing life hacks, but I'm just happy to be free right now. And that being said, we will be on to the next dare. For this next life hack, I'm gonna be taking on a project that is probably way beyond my capabilities. So in a recent video, I made a cell phone case using nothing but a hot glue gun, and I figured since this video is all about cell phone life hacks, I should probably try that again and do a much better job this time. The last one I made, I did not use the right type of paper, so it actually had cling wrap built into the design. Not as I intended, but we made the best of it. This time, instead of wrapping my phone in saran wrap, I'm gonna be using this, which is parchment paper. This probably won't stick to the hot glue as well, which is good. But I'm also going to be trying to make a Superman cell phone case. Not really that big of a Superman fan, but that's just the colors that we got. That being said, I'm not much of an artist, and I'm not really good at using this hot glue gun, but I'm going to try my best, and I think it's probably going to turn out okay. Fingers crossed. So the first step is to find a Superman logo, which I did pretty easily. And the next step is just to trace it. Okay, so now that I've got my Superman logo drawn out onto the phone, I'm now just gonna cut off some of the excess paper, and then I'll tape the paper to the phone, so that way it doesn't slide around while I'm making my phone case. First, I need to get rid of all of the glue that's in there. Okay, now this is where things can get messed up. I'm just gonna try by putting the yellow part into the Superman logo. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm just gonna fill it out with red. But first I have to get rid of all of the gold. While using the glue gun, I had to change glue sticks several different times to add in all the different colors for Superman's logo. Each time I did, I just squirted what was left over onto the table. And long story short, I now need a new table. Not too shabby. Now I've got to do the rest of it in blue. Okay, so we are running out of blue glue sticks, so I'm gonna have to just hope the rest of this works out, but then I'll switch to silver. Well, that's done, and this phone case looks absolutely amazing. I cannot believe that's even something that I made myself. I'm sure that if people see me out with this, and people are gonna see me out with this, they would not think that I made this myself. Well, maybe they would. But either way, I'm just pretty happy with the way this came out. Now, hopefully, it actually comes off the phone and doesn't break in the process, but the other one that I made came out pretty good, so fingers crossed this one works out okay. Okay, the phone's out and the case is still intact. So far, so good. And it's done! Look at that! That's amazing! And it actually looks like a Superman logo. I mean, it's a very arts and craftsy type of Superman logo, but it is still a Superman logo. And I've got room for the buttons cut out over here, and it snaps in pretty easy, and it is snug on there. I've actually paid money for cell phone cases that did not fit that well. I was at the dollar store earlier, which is where I got these glue sticks, and they had cell phone cases there for $1, but I would much rather have this. It's custom, it probably provides a lot more protection, and I've still got a few glue sticks left over to make something else, which I kind of hope I don't have to because I've been using glue sticks for a lot of stupid stuff recently. That being said, I'm actually going to use this on my phone. I see no reason not to. And now, we'll be on to the next life hack. But in the meantime, I'm always up for a good challenge, so make sure to leave me your dares in the comment section. Make sure to like the video if you've yet to have done that. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and bell me for notifications if you'd actually like to see the videos. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys in just a few days with a new video. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.